Hi, everyone. This is Kristie with AG Takes Over. Whether you are new and visiting for the first time or you are a longtime viewer, I'm so glad you're here. I am beyond pumped about today's video. I've actually filmed this introduction about 165 times. Yes, a little exaggeration, but I'm trying to strike that balance between not making it too long, but also giving you enough background information. So, quick background. I started collecting American Girl dolls as an adult, and I got into AGTube as a viewer pretty much through Dollhouse tour videos. So I remember watching Sammy Says AG and American Girl Ashlyn, and there was a long, like, big Dollhouse tour from Be Chic Forever, and I would go back and watch these same videos over and over and over. One, because they're lovely. Two, because I felt like there wasn't enough content like that. There are a lot of dollhouse videos, and I will watch any of them. They can be like made by a child with everything cardboard and DIY, and that is fine and endearing. But I really wanted kind of like aspirational videos for me. Like, these are ideas that I want to implement. I want something that's a little more polished, that feels like a real house. So, yeah, I kept returning to the same videos, which to me meant there aren't enough of these awesome videos. So, I'm hoping that I'm joining the annals of the kind of video that I wanted and that I still to this day like gobble up with today's contribution. So, um, today's video includes dollhouses in our home that span 3 stories. So it's hard to know how to count this, and you'll see why when I get into the video, but we have at least 5 dollhouses with anywhere from 17 to 27 rooms, depending on what you count as a room. So there is the original doll space, which is on the 2nd story, and it has one floor, large open concept dollhouse that I built with a friend, and houses most of our dolls and almost all of their clothes. Then we have on the main floor, the 1st floor, a dollhouse that someone else built and we bought at a yard sale for my daughter. And in the basement, this is the new stuff. It used to hold one dollhouse that we got locally, and just would store all of our bigger ticket items, and I would rotate them out and take them to the upstairs. However, I have spent the past month and a half or 2 months busting my butt and turning that kind of storage space into a legit doll room with 3 doll houses and a crap ton of doll rooms, and it looks amazing. So that's where I'm starting. By the way, before I dive into it, I always ask, please like the video if you do like it, please show that by clicking the like button and comment. And if you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. And if you don't have that notification bell on, please consider that. But I usually don't say, please share this video. Please share this video. Like, that's how excited I am about it. I really am proud of everything that I've accomplished in the basement, and this is the kind of video that got me into AGTube in the first place. So yeah, please share away, and let's dive in with the basement space. Let's get started with Rebecca's rooms. They are the least finished of all the rooms that I'm going to show in the basement because they're not rooms I've been working on. Rebecca's collection is kind of near and dear to my wife's heart, so she will be tackling these rooms. For now, I just threw some things in there that come from her collection to get a sense of space and what we have to work with. Obviously, we will be adding some wallpaper, some kind of wall treatment, picture frames, um, maybe some decorative wood trim to all of the doorways and windows. Yeah, it definitely needs something. It's a little bland, but she will do that when the motivation hits her. For now, I've just been riding the wave of motivation that I have. She'll probably add something out here, maybe a little outdoor space for Rebecca's stuff, just because we might need that space. But yeah, future Rebecca rooms. And then on top, because that's just one giant cube that contains a divider, we have this big space. All I did was add contact paper in a wood grain, so that it's got a nice floor, but it doesn't have even really walls, so it may not be ideal for photography, but it beats the heck out of just storing it out of sight because it's such a lovely piece. Yeah, happy to have it on display. And then right next to that, we have two pieces. First, I'm going to show a little bit closer up the AG, or A Day at the American Girl Cafe, I believe is what this is called. Anyway, we got it at the 2023 benefit sale, the final MCM benefit sale. And London, one of our Truly Me 58s, is about to enjoy. There's no food on her plate. She's about to enjoy some lunch there. Is it a little weird that the cafe is in a hotel room? Yes. But the colors match perfectly. So, of course, we put them together. And then our CYO, Giselle, is calling in and wondering, where is her room service? Little does she know, hardworking Oliver is bringing it up right now. So, there's her room service. And again, it's not completely walled, so it's maybe not ideal for photography, but I'm so happy to have these lovely sets on display. It just makes me smile when I come down to the basement now. And then under here, obviously, we've got a lot of space for storage. So, quick peek underneath. You can see why I wanted this out of sight. Just a lot of random things. And I wanted them covered up, but I didn't want to break the bank. So, I headed to the thrift store, and my local Goodwill had curtains. Curtain panels were $1.98 or 99 per panel. I only needed two. I didn't even cut them or sew them. All I did was fold them, put a couple nails in, and they're still intact if I want to use them later. It was a really cheap solution. Now, if we move over here, look at Grace's Bakery. I have this on a train table. So there's storage underneath. I believe that this is Christmas and Halloween. So some fall and winter primarily, decorations and things underneath. And then I bought this cobblestone or, stone contact paper off of Amazon. And everything else is stuff that is from Grace's collection. Had Cecile there, Grace, and a yet to be named Claudie that we re-wigged. This is not her permanent wig. She doesn't have a permanent wig, so she just gets to try on different hairstyles. But there's a modernized Claudie. And again, train tables, you can buy them on Facebook Marketplace secondhand, very affordably, and they give you a big space for these really, really big ticket items like Blair's Restaurant. So with this one, I've got storage underneath, just like over there, but this is primarily vehicle storage. There's like a little scooter of some sort. Oh yeah, the bowling alley is under there, and the remote control car. Got some fake grass and some contact paper flooring. Those were both scraps left over from other things that I was doing. Oh, by the way, the hand kind of configuration that everybody thinks is so weird on Logan actually makes it perfect for holding olive oil. And then over here dining, we have Kanani waiting to dig in. Maybe she's just waiting for her friend Lily to sit down. So Lily's still standing. But they can tuck in and start eating soon enough. Again, I cannot emphasize enough how excited I am to finally have all this stuff all out on display at the same time because I'd been rotating for a long time. So this was a game changer. Well, not these hooks, but I just want to show you. I bought this next piece of furniture from a friend, and she had added some wardrobe space for the dolls. She was using it for her dolls as well. So this is one of the IKEA PAX sets or frames, whatever, pieces. And since my friend decided she was going to custom build her dollhouse, I bought this piece from her, and it just was all white shelves. Everything that's done to it is stuff I did after I got it. So the first room I added, here is obviously the pet boutique. Got the pet boutique used. Got this peel and stick kind of contact sheet flooring from the Dollar Tree. I have foam board on the sides covered in cloth. That's what the wall treatment is on the sides. And then it's just regular contact paper on the back wall. Then underneath that is Nikki and Isabel's room, which I absolutely love. So, where to even start? Okay, lots of posters because if you were that age in 1999, you would have lots of things hanging up on your walls, most likely, including some Bratz. I made that shelf. It's just foam board covered in contact paper. Really easy. I made a couple of these. I hadn't ever made them before, but it was super easy. This dresser the nightstand I got recently at the benefit sale. The twins computer, but we added a remember turn off your computer before midnight on 12/31/99. That was a sticker that Best Buy gave out and told, to remind people because the Y2K bug. All right, we've got Nikki listening to some tunes. Obviously, they're getting ready for bed. I don't usually keep the dolls on doll stands if they're in the dollhouse, but because this is in the basement and the cats have access to it, I don't want to come down to having a doll knocked over by a cat. There's the AGOT tennis balls, which are actual proper tennis ball material. Some posters under there, Backstreet Boys, Picture of the Sisters, No Doubt. And then we got Isabel's bed up here, Spice Girls backpack, Clueless poster. There's some TLC, Britney Spears, the Williams twins. Then I can't remember what poster she's blocking, but I do see a Titanic movie poster over there. And then I will have to insert a picture here, but this chandelier is a locker chandelier and it is perfect. Like perfect for this room. I saw it at Target and I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to complete this room. And I really believe that it does. Doesn't it look perfect? And it just makes these little sparkles on the back wall and all around the room. I just love it. I think it was like $15, by the way. All right. Next up is the cafe. I know there's like the American Girl Cafe that's the bistro, and then there's this one, the American Girl Cafe. But this room has equal parts the coffee shop from American Girl, stuff from the World by Us collection, and stuff from Gabriella's collection. So that table with the water bottle filler and everything is from World by Us. So is the rug. So is the couch. But the backdrop with the graffiti on it is from Gabriella's collection. And so is the little boombox looking thing behind Yvette's hand. And then, of course, the rest of it is from the coffee cafe, the American Girl Cafe. I don't remember what the name of this one is, if the other one's called Day at the AG Cafe. But I just felt like all three of these sets go really well together. More peel and stick flooring from the Dollar Tree. There's some lighting. I think this feels cozy, like there's not a whole lot of extra room, but it also feels really finished. All right. Next up is a room that is not new if you saw an older version of my dollhouse tour. So this is in a dollhouse, like a proper dollhouse that has 5 rooms. And I got the flooring from Target. The dresser is from Michael's. I just painted it white. There's a mix of off-brand and mini brand and American Girl brand items. I didn't do any curtains, but I did put a paper behind this window with some scenery. I painted the walls this kind of dusty lilac. My Life as vanity that does, the lights do turn on that. I cut out the mat around the toilet and on the floor in front of the vanity. Some little wet ones, My Life as toilet. I know that some of these no selfies and seat yourself kind of things are from Target. I can't remember where the others are from. I made this towel bar, so that's new. I made it with like a plastic straw and a couple of beads and some pieces of cardstock. And it looks great. And I'm so thrilled. And then I have a couple different bath options, but I really do like the Our Generation one. So here is Simone, one of our CYOs, enjoying some me time uninterrupted, which sounds divine. Above that, okay, this room, it was a modern room. Let me insert a picture first. Okay, so this used to be a modern bedroom. Obviously, the beds ended up going to Nikki and Isabel's room, and I didn't know what to do with this room afterwards. And quite honestly, I never really liked it because the all of the wall treatment, the blue and white on the back wall and the white on the sides, was wrapping paper, and it's this whole wrapping paper as wallpaper technique that people use in their doll houses, and I must have executed it horribly because it just had air pockets everywhere. It still does, and it looks like garbage. So I didn't know what to do with it, and I was kind of putting this off, just not knowing what I wanted that space to be and not really needing it to be anything. And then I came up with this. So this is the college student's apartment. There's their textbooks on a little rinky-dink cheap table, some pizza, of course, fluffy carpet because that makes you feel fancy. Candle just sitting on the floor. The TV is not. Oh, yeah, hold on. Look at that. They're watching my channel. That's lovely of them. Um, they're watching a Claudia unboxing. Okay, so not a proper entertainment center. Oh my gosh, girls. Are you even 21? Okay, well, at least they're home. No comment. There's some pizza. They got their comfy clothes on, messy bun. They got pictures of their friends in the background. And you know what? The wall is still full of air pockets and it's messed up, but that doesn't matter because, well, I mean, it matters, but also your landlord is probably one step above a slumlord and doesn't care. So you just deal. There's some dirty laundry, little house plant and candle, making it good energy, make the best of your first crappy apartment. Yeah. I don't know. Somehow this one went from being like the thing I kept putting off to the thing I find the most hilarious out of all of the rooms. So, yes, I'm glad I embraced it. And then above that, we have a kind of community space, hangout room, study area, arts and crafts, whatever. This dollhouse originally had a bar across it. You can kind of see the holes in the roof. But it was supposed to be just a wardrobe up there, and I'm not wasting all that space on a wardrobe. So I painted the back of it. I wish I'd used a less glossy paint, but whatever, live and learn. Some stuff from World by Us. That table is World by Us, as are the two chairs. And then this middle piece is Z Yang's computer desk and her chair, a little locker rug. And I have Nell, who's our 31, and Gabriella in the room. Little Target tree decoration, World by Us mini fridge. There's some sparkly scrapbooking paper on the side walls, contact paper with wood grain as the floors. It's not super practical, but it is good for pictures and it looks really nice. It's just nice to look at. So this next room used to be a Courtney/1980s room, and as you can see, it's now a nursery. I actually did a collapsible room out of foam board, did a tutorial that I'll link in the description if you're interested. So I had like this $10 pop-up room for the 8-inch caring for babies, and I just like them so much that I decided I wanted them to have a permanent, more proper room. So Courtney's room got moved, and you'll see that in a bit. And then I just put everything for the caring for babies in this room, or most of the things. Printed out some art for the walls, used animal, like woodland animal washi tape as like a wallpaper border, made a little shelf here. I mentioned having made some of those. Got a playpen, Etsy made, crib, AG made, little toy box and a box of books, all kinds of goodies. So, yeah, nice for them to have their own permanent space in the dollhouses. And then beneath the nursery is a kitchen. So it's a lot of pink in here. I know. This room went through a couple changes in terms of my uh, gift wrap as wallpaper disaster. And I just ended up going back to the pink that was originally in this dollhouse, added a curtain made out of scarves. And this Our Generation kitchen, I don't see very often. There's another one that's very popular that I see all over AgTube, but this one I just happened to find locally on Facebook Marketplace at a steal, and it's adorable and kind of retro. And then I recently got this table and chairs to put in here. Little sign from Target in the background there. I really, really like this kitchen. I don't know that we will use it as much as the one upstairs, but it's cute. All right, so that is it for that particular dollhouse. And then you recognize Corinne Tan's room here. I wasn't even going to put this out, but I realized there's kind of an unused nook. And if I can have it displayed in any way that even halfway works, rather than shoving it under those two tables and hiding it under the kind of curtain area, let's do that. So I don't even have a doll in here at the moment, but at least I can look over and enjoy this. And it's very accessible if I want to bring Gwen and Corinne down here um, and let them stay in their room. So yeah, I'm really trying to display as much of it as possible. And then on the other side of that, you can see all the lights going off because they're motion sensitive. We've got another dollhouse kind of laid long ways, but I want to show you what's on top of it first. So this is always going to be used as an outdoor space. It's summer months right now when I'm filming this, so I have outdoor grass and summery things, meaning the Our Generation ice cream truck being used as a Jenny's ice cream truck, and the Jenny's ice cream stand out there that I just showed you. Other things I could put here that I don't have right at the moment out are maybe a tent, grill, campfire. I did my own version of this pool, which I will link the tutorial again in the description in case you missed that. But pool, good thing for the summertime. I made it deep so the dolls could actually get in it. Imagine wanting your dolls to be able to get in the pool and not just stand on top of water. I don't know, call me weird. But yeah, so summertime, it'll be things like the pool, the ice cream, grilling out, and camping out. And then for fall and winter, I've got a Christmas tree farm, and we could do an ice skating rink, all kinds of things, hot cocoa stand. So that'll change based on the season. And then over here, this is just on a coffee table. I don't even know if we're going to end up keeping the coffee table in here. So this may be a temporary setup. But I figured at least while we have it, we're going to use the space, try to display as much as I can, like I said. So we've got Leah in the American Girl airplane. I still think it's weird that only one doll can fit in this thing. And then here's my version of Leah's hut. So I got this for like 20 bucks, 15 or 20 bucks on Marketplace because it was broken. You can see that I fixed it. Um, and it didn't have any innards at all, like not even the board that can be moved to make it either a bed or a desk. So I figured if I have to make it myself, I'm going to make two of them so it can have a desk and a bed. And then I just put all kinds of random things in there. Kira's chair. I think that's Z's laptop or Z's monitor. Some random Target plants. I think it works. I mean, for $20, I'm totally satisfied with this hut. Okay, and then moving into the very last dollhouse. So there are 3 rooms in this one. This will conclude the basement space before we move upstairs. So this is Courtney's space slash the 80s room. And I say slash 80s room because we don't actually own Courtney. own literally everything in her collection except for the hamster. All the clothes, the big ticket items, all of the things. I mentioned that these are motion sensitive, so let me get that. Let me demonstrate that. There we go. I'm going to link those in the description as well because those lights are amazing. Anyway, um, we've got Nellie and Amara, who is our Truly Me 80 in here, rocking out in some of Courtney's clothes. I love this collection. Added that little Simon Says that I picked up from the Dollar Tree, but mostly the stuff in here is just stuff that is official parts of her collection. I mounted these on brightly colored cardstock. There's a little Dollar Tree pencil holder in there that's works as a hamper, and I painted a Michael's dresser, but mostly it's all officially her stuff. All right. We're going to pause for a second because I need to tell you that this is not accidentally left blank. This is going to be our multi-purpose room, our room that can perform lots of different functions, a room of requirement for the people who will get the Harry Potter reference, all right? There are a lot of rooms that I would like to have, but then when I think about it, I go, they don't need to permanently exist in our doll space. It would be nice if we just had kind of a flex room that we can change up every now and then. So this may be a doctor's office, it may be a classroom or a yoga studio or an American Girl store. Maybe it'll be a bookstore or a library. Maybe it'll be a dance studio. Maybe it'll be a candy shop or a Honeydukes. Maybe around election time, it'll be campaign headquarters or a plant store, a nursery, or a craft or fabric store or a craft room. It might be the TSA check-in, like, the security line when somebody's going to travel. I don't know. We have all kinds of ideas for it, but I think it will switch up periodically and we'll just kind of have little baggies that say, you know, yoga studio, and all of the decorations that we create for that function will be bagged and stored when not in use. So I'm really excited. I kind of feel like no matter how many rooms you have, it might always be a good idea to have a flex room if you can have it. And then the very last room in the downstairs doll space is this one. So it is a salon. We got both of these new salon pieces from the benefit sale. And we've got contact paper on the walls, just like in almost all of the walls. I mostly used contact paper. I didn't do any more of that gift wrap nonsense. Oh, there's a little shelf that I made. And I didn't do any additional painting in this last effort. Just decided to go with contact paper, and for the most part, it worked out pretty well. We got this backdrop there at the benefit sale. It features the older salon. That's fine by me. And we got the salon chair there as well. Little plant from Target, placemat. Okay, this part I'm so tickled by. It's called Curled by Us, an American Girl salon. I'm going to be proud of that little pun. Look at McKenna running a salon called Curled by Us. Yeah, I'm going to be pleased with myself for coming up with that for like an indefinite amount of time. All right, so here is kind of a scan around this room. Everything was done as on cheap as possible. I just painted the brick. I used a lot of drop cloths to cover up the insulation on the top part of our basement wall. I used drop cloths to create walls to like separate spaces. I wanted to keep this very, very affordable, and I absolutely succeeded, and I'm in love with this space now. This next one is on the first floor, so we're moving from the basement to the first floor, and I know none of you have seen this one because it's my daughter's. It is custom made, but not by us. So the dimensions are 4 feet wide, 24 inches deep, and the bottom two rooms are 28 inches tall. The top room is 13 inches tall at its lowest because it has a peak ceiling, and 23 inches at its peak. This came from a neighbor's garage sale. It was super cheap. It's actually 3 stories, but it's modular, and given our toddler's height, it made 0 sense for us to use all 3 stories. Also, it's in the living room, and it's already imposing enough being 2 stories tall. It would just be massive. The windows are a little annoying. The more I see different dollhouses, the more I think if you can't get natural light through those cutouts, it's probably better to have fake windows that you can move around so your furniture placement isn't limited. But yeah, it's whatever. We've left this dollhouse mostly as we got it. There was no flooring on the top floor, so I used the same leftover vinyl flooring that we used on our upstairs dollhouse. And yes, there's carpet in the kitchen because I'm pretty sure this was meant to be the second story, and I made it the first story when I brought it in. Just thought my daughter would appreciate something soft instead of sitting on the she climbs in there, so instead of sitting on the hard flooring. All right, let's take a closer look. We've got part of a bed here, the bunk bed and bedding. Melody's sitting there in a bitty baby dress. That bed came from the hotel package that we got when we went to Chicago. I painted another Michael's dresser white. This TV set rotates between her dollhouse and the upstairs dollhouse because we switch out chimney and TV set depending on what time of year it is. There's the peak ceiling. You could take that whole peak off if you wanted more light or just more space to move things around. Here's the carpeted kitchen. I recently got her this My Life As set for super cheap from Facebook Marketplace. Story of my life. She had a different kitchen set in here, but it didn't have a refrigerator and it didn't have a sink, and she really likes those aspects of the upstairs dollhouse. This hutch thing was like $1 at Goodwill, maybe. I painted it. It looked kind of dingy and dated, so I painted it gray, put a coffee bar sign on there. Looks much more modern. This room is really bare, but there's practically no space left once you put the beds in there. I sewed the bedding, whatever it came with. We got this used, and whatever it came with was like a step above tissue paper. She's got a few pillows. She has this laundry machine in there that holds literally like one dress, but she likes it, so it's in here, and it's from the thrift store. Moving on to the next dollhouse. This last dollhouse is probably the one you've seen in most of my videos. It is on the second floor. So we went basement, first floor, and now we're ending with the second floor. This was our first dollhouse. It lives in the doll room / my office. My friend Adam and I made it. It's 8 feet wide, 24 inches deep, and the rooms are 28 inches tall. The room for the floor, ceiling, and side walls is a 1/2 inch thick, and the room for the back or the wood for the back wall is an 1/8 inch thick. The support beam in the middle is a railing spindle from a hardware store. So here's a quick overview. But I wanted to point out a couple things. The flooring, I'll try to get down here so you can see it. Give me just a second. There we go. So 1/2 inch thick, the actual wood, and then the vinyl over it is very thin, just sheet vinyl. The wainscoting, I'm having a hard time making it pop here, but I'll show you again later. There's the quarter round below and the chair rail molding above. And then crown molding up here. All of the trim is from Lowe's. You could finish that off better than I did since I didn't finish it at all. This is one of those locker chandeliers. I was having a hard time getting it to stick. This is the same thing I did in the twins' room downstairs in the basement. And I thought, well, if I get it to stick, how do I get it off to change the batteries? 4 thumbtacks in the ceiling. The magnetic part just goes right against those thumbtacks. Freaking genius. If you bump it, it'll fall off, but I don't bump it all that often. And no big deal if it does fall. For this dollhouse, I really like the option of being able to move frames, window-shaped frames around, so I can change the background to match the scene or the season, and it doesn't impede where we can put furniture. Same with this door. My wife made it out of foam board, and we can move it around. So being able to move the windows and the door and still have the freedom to put furniture wherever we want is lovely. I really like this open concept. Here you can see that wainscoting a little better. I didn't pan in for very long, but the wallpaper on the bottom is from Amazon. You can paint it or you can leave it as it is. It just comes kind of a white color. I use a lot of command hooks. They're not beautiful, but they get the job done. I strive for lovely, not perfect, so I'm good with this. So, is it a little extreme to have at least 5 dollhouses and anywhere from 17 to 27 rooms within those houses, spanning 3 stories of our home. Mm, maybe. Okay, probably. But I'm okay with it. I'm a grown person and I pay my bills on time, and we have the means to do this thing that brings us joy and hurts no one. But also, each space serves a different function. So the upstairs space makes my workday more enjoyable as I look across my desk at the beautiful dollhouse that I built and all the details in it. And that doll space is for the whole family. The little one needs supervision, but she's allowed to play in it and we all enjoy it. The first floor space is all about my daughter. It's her place to play and imagine with her friends, no permission or supervision needed, and little kids need that. They deserve that. And the basement, oh, where to start? I took a space that was barely functional and most definitely not enjoyable, and for just a few $100s, I turned it into a doll lover's dream. And because my daughter, at least for now, doesn't know it exists, it really is kind of a secret doll city down there. And as a parent who often struggles to find any space or time to have something just for me, there's something kind of magical about this space remaining unknown to her for a while. Anyway, hopefully knowing that all of my doll houses were built or acquired for less than what I would have spent on one American Girl Kidcraft dollhouse, and knowing why each space matters to our family makes it seem a little more reasonable. And hopefully, with this massive tour, I've created the kind of video that you'll want to watch and save and share and watch again. And if you want more details about anything, let me know in the comments. If you'd like a separate video focusing on any specific room, let me know that too. If you love watching dollhouse tours as much as I do, you can click on the playlist on the left and binge watch all the videos showing my upstairs dollhouse decorated for different seasons. And if you missed my most recent video, you can click on the right. Thanks for watching.